Here are 3 things you need to know to stop allergies and getting asthma because of these allergies. So that is what I want to talk about today because I think it's pertinent and it's allergy season. And you need to know as a woman over 50 that you don't have to suffer with allergies and asthma. And that there are 3 main things that you need to focus on and 3 main things that you can do. And I want to tell you this. My allergist said that I would always be on an inhaler. When I asked him questions about my allergies and why I needed to use an inhaler and if I had to use it all the time. But you know what? He was wrong. Because I threw my inhaler away. I never use it anymore. I don't need to buy any new ones. I no longer have a breathing machine. I no longer react to my allergens. If I do, it's very minute and it doesn't cause any mucus or any problems. My immune system is not on alert and I no longer have asthma. And so the reason I am doing this live today is to show you the power of supporting your immune system with functional holistic nutrition and managing your health with the food you're eating. So you can throw all the supplements you want at the symptoms of allergies and it'll help the symptoms, but it's not going to boost your immune system. And so you want to look at this as the 3 main things that you need to do. 1, it's your immune system. You have to boost your immune system. 2, it's inflammation. You need to turn off the inflammation. And 3, it's tied to your diet. This is insulin resistance in the making. And this is always the precursor to all the lifestyle problems that we have that turn in or manifest into disease and problems that we're having, especially as we're aging. And I am outside today because I'm grounding and it feels amazing. And it's my second time outside. I've already done a 1-mile walk. So you're probably going to notice if you follow other functional nutrition practitioners and other people who are focused on their health, we are outside as much as possible. So it is not that we are being unprofessional. It is because we know that we need to be outside more often. And I've got my bare feet on the ground and I'm grounding as I'm working here to get this information out to you, to let you know too that these are some of the things that we need to do to maintain our immune system. If you do not put your feet on the ground barefoot, if you do not get outside and get light in your eyes. I already did that first thing this morning too. And sunlight on your skin, sunlight through your skin and into your body with the good fats and cholesterol to take it where it needs to go. You're going to have more immune dysfunction. And I am under my mulberry trees. I used to be a 4++. I think that was the term they used. Sensitive or allergic to these pollen. And I'm not worried about being outside. I am not having an allergic reaction at this point. If I do, I'll come back in and let you know if I am having it. But right now, I think they're open. They're starting to drop. I'm not noticing any symptoms of allergies. So it's pretty cool. And if I do get a symptom, it's so minute, I know exactly what to do. I know exactly what supplements I need to take if I need to knock this out a little bit more. But my immune system is working with me and not against me. And my body is able to handle the immune problem that might come in with this sensitivity that I had to mulberry trees. So I am not really reacting to allergies that much anymore. So I wanted to come on and tell you that, if you are suffering from allergies, do you want to continue to suffer with allergies? If you're having allergies, it's not something that you have to have. If you're suffering with allergies, I want you to be aware that there's something you can do about this and that you don't have to accept it. And that's one of my convictions and one of my certainties and one of my powers here as a woman over 50 at 61 years of age. I want to empower you to choose health and to get your life back on track and to be able to get outside and stay active and know that you can choose to do that and what you need to do. So part of the issue is we have to turn off the inflammation in our body. If you have an inflammation in your body, you're going to have an immune system that isn't working well. And you need to know that it's tied to your diet. It's tied to insulin resistance. And what can you do to manage that and to have less of this? So I did forget to introduce myself. I am Lori Blue, functional diagnostic nutrition practitioner and the creator of the holistic low carb method that I use for my weight loss and diabetes solution, which is also a disease solution, because the problem with weight gain is that weight gain is a symptom of something going wrong in the body. It is a metabolic dysfunction. And when there's metabolic dysfunction, there is problems going on in your body. It's usually tied to insulin resistance. And when you have insulin resistance, that's usually your insulin levels are working overdrive because there's too many carbohydrates in the diet and your body has too much blood glucose. And that's a sugar crush on the nervous system and inside the whole body. Your body is working overtime to create LDL to transfer your triglycerides into storage for your fat cells. And so we get to turn all that off. So that's what's really cool. When you flip your sugar switch and turn off all your genetics, express them in a different way. So if you just let your DNA do what it's doing, and your DNA is in an environment where you're getting sick all the time, what can you do to strengthen your DNA, make yourself stronger? You got to look at your immune system. And so when you practice epigenetics, which is expressing your DNA in a healthier way using your environment. So basically, your DNA is the gun, your environment is the trigger. If that trigger is expressed or pulled, then you're going to have a whole lot of symptoms going on in the body that you're allowing in, that are being expressed. But you cannot pull the trigger and not express that DNA propensity, and you can actually control the health of your body, and you can also control your immune system. And so there can be many factors involved in this, but basically you got to remember 80% of your immune system is in the gut, and that is something that you always want to be aware of. Is like, if you are just taking supplements for some condition, but you didn't focus on your diet, you didn't focus on your immune system, you weren't focused on those things, the supplements may not work for you. They may work better in conjunction with lifestyle management change. But it's even like using Ozempic. You can use Ozempic and lose body mass, not necessarily body fat, but body mass, which is your bones and your muscles as well. But your body is in a caloric restriction. It is in a starvation mode. And so you're not getting healthy as you lose the weight. And that's why everybody always just rebounds and gains the weight back. When you're finished with that process, you're not actually improving your immune system. Your immune system and your health is not changing. But when you actually put yourself on a holistic low carb method, like my method, on a diet that is a low carb method, you are actually working towards improving your immune system as you lose weight, because you're resetting your metabolism. And so it's a whole different process, not a diet. You want to look at this as a lifestyle shift, so that you get those, and you're working on mindset shifts at the same time, and you're getting those body shifts, because this is working towards improving your immune system, and resetting your metabolism, so you'll get that immune system you want, and that your gut is functioning. And when your gut is functioning, your immune system is in better shape. And we also have to start with digestion. And when your digestion is working, you're breaking down your food, and you're able to then nourish your body. Because if you have malabsorption, if you have malnutrition from not being able to absorb the food you're eating and not eating the right foods for your body, that can cause problems downstream as well. And that is part of why there could be reasons why we have an immune system that isn't working. And the biggest one is got to be the diet. If you throw in sugar and carbs in your body all the time, and you have pain and inflammation, that's insulin resistance and pre-diabetes, and it could lead to diabetes and Alzheimer's and whatnots. It's all a lifestyle, environmental disease because of too much glucose in the blood and the sugar crush on the nervous system. I love how Dr. Jason Fung just says, diabetes is too much sugar in the blood. Fatty liver is too much sugar in the liver. Listen to Dr. Jason Fung is really fun and interesting to listen to, and he's got a very nice voice, and his certainty will ring true with you. This what we want to know is we want to know what's happening inside our body and why. It's not that we have a pain and we need to go to the doctor necessarily. Why am I having pain? They can't maintain your health. They can't maintain chronic health. What they do is they work with acute health problems. Like if you're bleeding, you have a broken bone, you've got an organ malfunctioning and an acute stress. They do all of those things. They're very good at it. But they're not going to manage your chronic health. Chronic health, did you know that diabetes and prediabetes take years to develop? Years. You're actually within this reference range. The doctors will watch you go like this. All of a sudden, you pop over that last reference range and you're diabetic. That's many, many, many years, and the working cancer is the same way. And so if we support our gut, we support our immune system, manage our inflammation with diet, and reverse that insulin resistance, then we take back control of our lives. We reclaim the second half of our lives, and we get to live life as a health adventure instead of being sick, which is what I do. And I didn't have all the answers in the beginning. I'm just like you. I was struggling, 225 pounds in my mid-30s, and struggled, lose the weight, gain the weight, trying to, 200 pounds again. And then struggling to stay under 200, trying to do that. If I wasn't dieting, I was gaining weight, so I had to live on that roller coaster ride, the yo-yo diet. I had to stay there and do all the things that I thought I was doing to try to lose the weight. But even when I lost the weight, counting calories on low-calorie diets or low-fat diets or low-protein diets, whatever, it didn't support my immune system. I still had allergies. I had allergies for 25 years. And I had the asthma to go with it. Then I had the sinusitis, the bronchitis. I had to get on the prednisone. I had to get on the antibiotic every year. Every year. And they put me on a breathing machine. Every year I had to do that. These tree seeds are falling. I could see their leaves and their whatnots falling. And I am not reacting very much. And then if you do have allergies, just take out the dairy. Reduce the sugar that week. Reduce the dairy. Clean up your diet for a couple of weeks. Get your body to kind of like settle in to do what you need to do to manage the symptoms you have. There are a lot of products out on the market that you could take to reduce the mucus so that you don't have to deal with the asthma. And so that would be NAC, N-acetylcysteine. You can take N-acetylcysteine to help reduce the mucus while you're having allergies. But don't throw dairy at it. Dairy is going to increase the mucus. And so that's something you could do. I always liked reishi mushroom. It's really good for cardiovascular health and for the immune system and for cardiovascular health, and helps with asthma and allergies. I always took that during allergy season. Quercetin is a good one to use. Have some extra onions and garlic. Make some chicken soup. Have some bone broth. Get those nutrients into your body. Turmeric to help support your immune system and your gut health. Those are all good. And believe it or not, butter helps your gut. Collagen can help your gut. We want to support our gut and our immune system. Part of the problem is 88% of the population is sick. And that's part of the statistics. Maybe 12% are considered healthy and metabolically fit. And so be aware that you don't want to be part of the 88%. You want to be part of the 12%. And that's 10 to 20 years of lifespan increase when you're part of the 12%. When you're part of the 88%, you don't know what to expect. You don't know if you'll make it to 60. You don't even know if you'll make it to 70. You don't know what your time is because you don't know what's going on inside your body. That's why I like to run the GI map test. The GI map test is one of my core labs that I run for my program. I run the Dutch test. I run for hormones, the GI map test to find out about your digestion and what's going on under the hood. And then I run the food sensitivity test. So you do need to know what your food sensitivities are. And you need to know what's going on in your gut. And it's always very helpful to know what your adrenals are doing and what your cortisol levels are doing and how your detoxification is. Because if you have oxidative damage turned on from the diet you're eating and from the food you're eating, and because you're not detoxifying, then that's causing a hormone stall in your body, and you could be estrogen dominant, and that could be leading towards cancer. And so you can see that on the Dutch test. And so that's why it's really powerful to run all three tests, because I could get some information from one test, but I can't get all the information I need to actually help troubleshoot what's going on in your body to support your immune system. I just got off a call with a client, and she did the GI map test from somebody else, and so I was reviewing it with her to help her on her journey. And I don't have all the information I needed because she wasn't my original client with my 6-month program. So we're kind of piecemealing things together, but she came up with pancreatic insufficiency. Her D3 levels are a little too high, and doesn't appear that maybe she's absorbing her D3 because of pancreatic insufficiency. That could be a correlation. And immune system's too low. And so if immune system's too low, and she's not overweight and her A1C is fine, so why is her pancreas suffering? And so those are some things to look at and to understand and try to troubleshoot in our body. Let's build up the immune system. What can we do to build up your immune system? Those are some of the things we need to focus on. That is one of the things that you need to think of. So it's like, don't think that, okay, I have allergies. Well, why do you have allergies? You know, it's not that you're deficient in Benadryl or that you're deficient in Allegra or Zyrtec. I took all those things. Those are not deficiencies. The problem, underlying root cause problem, is the immune system. And the immune system is tied to your gut. So if you have a low SIG-A, which is your gut health, secretory IgA is your immune marker in your gut, and that'll show on your GI map test. And if it's showing low, you should know that you have a low immune system. And then what are your bacteria doing? Are your bacteria showing autoimmune? Are they showing strong and healthy? Are they showing dysbiotic? Or is your gut leaky? So are you working on correcting leaky gut so you have less, problems in your gut, and you're able to keep out the bigger food particles that could be causing an autoimmune problem? That's going to be causing more food sensitivities. And so then, upstream of that is digestion. If you're not breaking down your food and you have H. pylori and you have low stomach acid, those are going to show in your body, and that's going to contribute to small intestinal bacterial overgrowth. It's going to contribute to malabsorption, and there's a lot of problems that are caused because of low stomach acid and having H. pylori or gastritis in your stomach. And so you need to address all of that. And so when you when you work with me, those are the things that I'm always going to key into and focus on for you. And so that's why you can actually collapse the time and get your health understand the health that you have, and start creating that roadmap or that blueprint. Start creating the plan of attack. Like, okay, if you're approaching 50, what is your plan of attack? What are you going to do to be proactive in your health so that you could get into your 60s and feel amazing? Troubleshoot everything in your 50s. Get it done sooner than that. I mean, I spent the last 8 years in my 50s actually troubleshooting all of this and losing the last 60 pounds, but keeping off 95 pounds, although I just dropped 2 pounds. So my body seems to be regulating in some degree. And so I'm not pushing my weight up, but it's starting to drop again. So I'm going to go with the flow of that and see if I could get it back down to 125. So I'm excited about that. So we just have to tune into our body. We have to know what we need to do for our body. And you know what? It sounds overwhelming to go on a low-carb diet. That's why you work with somebody who already does this. And when you do a holistic low-carb diet and follow that method that I put together, it's not a diet. It's not just eat low-carb. It's correcting your whole environment. It's using the FDM principles of diet, rest, exercise, stress management, toxic load on the body, and targeted supplementation for what specifically you need to do for your body. Those are the things that we want to focus on. And it's a very, very powerful process because it helps your body get back into homeostasis when you know what's wrong with it and know where exactly to target what is going wrong. So just keep in mind that allergy is something that's going wrong. You don't have to live with an allergy. If I could beat allergies and no longer have asthma, no longer have congestion, barely get a cold or sick, never came down with the C, from 2020. Not caught that. If I did, my body knocked it right out. So everybody who gets sick, and if you think about the people who did get sick, which is, tragic, they all had corbid mortality. They had, what's the word it was? They had symptoms that led to, there was a term that they used on that, but I'm not coming up with the term. But when you have the symptoms of metabolic dysfunction, you were more prone to actually getting the virus. And so I think they call it corbid mortality. I'm not going to get that word in. I'm a bit dyslexic, so sometimes those words get stuck in my mind, but that doesn't mean my brain doesn't work for the long run. But just keep in mind those three things that you want to know. It's your immune system, it's inflammation, and overall it's your diet and insulin resistance. And when you know that, it gives you more power to make the decision, to make the shift, to get to a low-carb lifestyle, because you get the benefits. This is what my clients say. Oh my gosh, I feel so much better. I'm never going back to eat that food again. It doesn't even smell good to me. I don't even crave it. And when I do get it accidentally or whatever, have a bite, it makes me sick. When you tune into your body and take out the foods that are causing inflammation in your body and get your body right, straightened out, your body will say, that's not food. I don't want that in me. And if you eat it, you might feel sick for the moment. Then you'll choose not to eat it in the future. Somebody asked me the other day if I wanted to bite a cake, and I'm like, no, I don't, I tasted the frosting because I wasn't going to eat the wheat, but my body knows how to detoxify glucose, but I don't want wheat in my diet, so I'll eat sugar before I eat wheat, because wheat is too inflammatory, is more inflammatory than sugar, and people don't even realize that. You're told to eat whole grains, go out and eat whole grain bread. And if you're doing a keto bread, and you might be doing cheap keto bread, they're going to throw wheat gluten in there, and so you're still going to have leaky gut. And so the whole idea about correcting the inflammation in your body and reducing insulin resistance with a low-carb method is getting the wheat out of your diet so that you can improve your immune system, improve the leaky gut, and correct the health of your gut. Because as long as you're keeping wheat in your diet, you're going to have insulin resistance, you're going to have leaky gut, dysbiosis, and inflammatory markers in your intestinal tract, for the most part, especially if you're throwing sugar in there and pouring fire on the flame, because that's basically the way you want to look at it. Have you ever taken a can, you've seen those campfires where they throw kerosene on a fire and you get this big whoosh of flames coming up? Think about your blood sugar like that. What are you doing that's increasing the flames of fire in your intestinal tracts? In your intestines, in your blood sugar, in your body. If you're having allergies, you have your immune system activated, you have a low immune system, and you have yourself set up for disease in the body. And so don't just think of this as allergies. This is how I think. So one of the reasons why I wanted to lose weight specifically was to lose weight, feel good in my body, to wear clothes that I wanted to wear. A lot of us think that way. A lot of us are aware of that. And we always know that, we'll feel better if we look better. And if we could lose the weight, we'll be healthier. Everybody knows that intuitively. And the reason that is because weight gain is a symptom of metabolic dysfunction. And metabolic dysfunction is the breakdown of your metabolism. And it is insulin resistance. And it is the precursor to all diseases in our lifestyle. And these diseases that we get as we age are not diseases that we have to have. They are lifestyle developed. And so that is where you're taking your gun and you're expressing that trigger, you're pressing that trigger, and you are turning on the disease-causing genes in your body. You're expressing them in your environment. That's why when I work with my clients, I have a presentation where I work on stress for mental stress, but I also work on stress for toxins and help with toxin elimination, because you need to think about what you're putting in your body. Are you still using pans that are Teflon coated? Are you still cooking off of aluminum or using aluminum? We want to think of all the things you put on your skin and you put in your hair. Are you putting endocrine disruptors on your skin? Are you putting anything you put on your skin, which is the largest organ in your body, enters your blood system. So don't just think that you don't have, okay, you eat organic, that's awesome. But your food, your products that you put on your skin and your hair should be organic too, or very clean, so that you don't get the chemicals into your blood system, and then you've got this big bucket of chemical overload. We call it your environmental bucket. And if it's tipping over and causing more problems, then you're going to have more dysfunction in your body. So that's why I like being able to run 6 diagnostic labs to find your hidden healing opportunities, to find those weight loss blocks, to dial all that in, and to figure out exactly what you need to do. So I was able to work with my client today, and I gave her a lot of suggestions of what she can do and things that she needs to read and to study. And I'm going to have that all in the back of my mind as I'm researching and studying and listening to podcasts, because that's what I do with my clients. I'm continually learning, reading, studying, listening. And anytime I hear what you need, I'm going to send you that resource so that you can hear it too. And so that you can take that and be empowered and start learning how to adjust to what's happening in your diet and lifestyle so that you can correct it. That's part of the process. I am going to be the last practitioner you ever need to go to for your health and nutrition, because you're going to learn how to do it right. And you're going to learn how to turn off your disease-causing genes in your body by using the holistic low-carb method, because it is a weight loss and diabetes solution, so that you can actually get the results you're looking for this year. See, if you don't run the labs, it takes longer. When you run the labs, it is an investment. There's an investment of 3 labs. I give you a bonus of 3 labs. That's part of the program, plus the investment in my program, so that I can help you do all this. But you get to collapse the time it takes to get this information. And this year, you get to pull your health back together. So instead of a vacation, spend that time on self-care. I've got several clients who've decided they're not going to go out and do anything. They're going to stay home and take care of their bodies this year. And that's their gift to themselves. And so think about it. Instead of taking a vacation over the next 6 months, push back that vacation and spend that time at home and do a staycation, a health adventure experience for yourself, so you can figure out what your immune system's doing, look under the hood, run these diagnostic labs, find out what you can do to actually support the health of your body with somebody who knows what you need to do. And so this is always a choice. Everybody gets to make the choice for health. It's not always an easy choice, and sometimes it can be scary. That's why you work with somebody like me. I have the lived experience. I've been through the fire. I was just talking with a new client, and she said one of the things she wanted to do was work with somebody who's older, who'd already been through all of this, who has the experience, who's losing weight in menopause, who's losing weight over 50, who's healthy. And that was what she wanted, for the certainty, the conviction, and my personal testimony of my health of being down 100 pounds. It's not just losing 100 pounds. Anybody can lose the weight. Can you keep it off is the biggest problem. If you're doing it with drugs and surgery, it's not permanent. What's permanent is when you do it with lifestyle. When you get on the right type of diet and you reset your metabolism, you maintain your bone and muscle mass, increase them, and you lose fat loss. That is the process you want to focus on. This is why it's a weight loss and diabetes solution, because it's a solution. Take a look at my Instagram pinned. I have some pinned reels in a post. I have Mark, who no longer has diabetes, and he was told he would have to get on insulin. He's off all medications. And I have my before and after pictures up there off and on too, so you can go down and check out my reels. And then I also have my video that I posted to YouTube that went viral. So take a look at that and see what you think, and just follow me on YouTube, and like and follow and make a comment. And if you would like to have since you guys are on this call, if you would like to have a little video audit to get to know me, to ask me a couple questions, I can give you some quick information about maybe what you can do. So ask me a question and you'll get an answer, and let's just get to know each other. And then that's one of the ways you can find out if I may be the person for you to help you to get the results that you're looking for. Because you should feel comfortable doing what you're doing. You want your health to be your wealth. And so if you go to my website, Lori Ballou, and my landing page will show you my framework, and I can visualize it in my mind. And I'm so excited about it because this is where you get to reclaim the second half of your life as a woman over 50. You could do it as a man. You could do that too, but my voice is towards women because that's been my journey and who I am. And this is a reverse aging longevity process. So there's so many symptoms that you will get, or symptom reliefs you will get. There's so many benefits that you will get, because this is going to be a health adventure experience for women over 50, so that you can get that weight loss and diabetes solution. And this is using the holistic low carb method, 6 diagnostic labs. You only pay for 3. I pay for 3. I think that's fair. And then this is where you get customized nutrition, personalized support, personalized lifestyle management, and accountability is huge. Because if you don't know what you're doing, it could take you 25 years, like I did. And maybe you don't have that much time to take 25 years to fix your health. And so you want to look at this as your self-care, your staycation, your health adventure experience that you get to have, so that you can recreate your beautiful body, recreate your health, and reclaim life so that you can get active. I put out another reel the other day. I was so excited. I went out to Chino Hills and I was out walking just 3 miles the first day. It was super nice day out. Had a great time. The trees were amazing. Good energy. I feel so much joy when I get outside in sunlight and when I'm moving, and that's activating my fat loss. I am in ketosis. I am metabolically fit and active. And so to get to that, we do have to put ourselves in a low carb lifestyle. But the benefits are so immense. No asthma, no more sore knees, no thinning hair. I am growing hair. I swear to God, I have some hair growth down in here. And so there's so many benefits. You do not have to lose your hair in 50. You don't have to lose your hair on a low carb diet. You just have to eat the right food for your body. You have to do it correctly, not dirty, but holistically. And dial in your rest, your movement, your circadian balance. Balance the stress. Get outside and ground. I only had 1 foot on the ground. I'm putting both back down. Get sunlight on your skin. Now that I'm out here, I'm feeling warm because I put myself in the sunlight. And in the morning and in the evening, you need to get the light in your eyes. We need that red light in our eyes before you blast the light in your house. Do not turn on the lights in your house in the morning. Open up a side south-facing window, or open up the window that's right inside your bedroom, and just let your face look outside the screen. Get that light in your eyes first. Keep your lights dim in the house. Get outside with a cup of water. Put some lemon juice in there, some apple cider vinegar. Put some sodium in there, any potassium you might have, and drink that. And to go outside and step outside. My feet were cold this morning. I think my feet were a little frozen. It must have been about 32 degrees this morning, or 35. Anyways, the ground was cold and my feet were cold. But I wanted to be outside, and I was doing a little bit of gardening. And so that's what we want to do to support our circadian balance. And when we do that, did you know that you actually support the serotonin levels in your gut? You get more melatonin is created in the morning. So your melatonin is created and serotonin is created in the gut. But you have to have the light in your eyes to help you do that. Our eyes are the only window into our body, and they're designed to communicate with the inside of our body. And the light is the communicator. It goes to the suprachiasmatic nucleus. And there's melanopsis receptor sites there. So there's a whole lot of mechanism going on. And you also want to support your mitochondria. Every single mitochondria, which is your ATP energy factories, they're everywhere in your body. Those mitochondria have light receptors. And so you want to give them light. They want red light. And so if you have a red light panel, that's even better. I haven't done my red light today. I've been been swamped, and I haven't made time to do my red light. So if you have a red light panel, I like the one by Ketogenic Girl. She's got the Optimal Protein podcast, Ketogenic Girl. She's got a really good Diamond Lux unit that is a half panel that I plug in and I keep at my bedside. And so that one's a really good one. You can get her face mask. You can get a small portable one. I would love to get her small portable one to use on the sofa when I'm not actually in my bedroom. That would be really cool. But just one caution, don't do it at bedtime. I know some people do it at bedtime. It just depends on your mitochondria. My mitochondria don't want that light at night. Well, they might want it or they might take it in, but it energizes me and it raises my heart rate. And so then I'm too energized right when I want to go to bed. And so some of the things that I've noticed that energize me too much before I go to bed is MCT oil and red light. So those two things I don't want blasting into my body. Sunlight and sunset light is good. You want to get that sunset light. So all of this stuff that I've been talking about, it is relevant to your lifestyle and to your immune system, and it's going to help you reduce inflammation in your body, and it's going to help you have less allergies so that you're not asthmatic. You don't have to have asthma if your asthma is allergy induced. If your asthma is because of, you had it since a child, it could still be insulin resistance. Your medical system isn't going to tell you that it's your immune system. The medical system isn't going to tell you you have insulin resistance and it's part of your insulin resistance. You could go to a functional nutrition, a naturopath, and find out that information. They will probably tell you they're usually going to tell you it's the food you're eating that's causing all of these things. It was the food I was eating, and that's why the food sensitivity test is so important. Oh, I didn't see these messages. So sorry. I did not see these. Let me see, what was I talking about? I didn't see these messages for one, but the food sensitivity test, I did not know I was sensitive to wheat and dairy as a child, so therefore I was overweight, depressed. Only one in my family that had symptoms of obesity and depression that severe as a child. My mom took me to a psychologist, but I wouldn't talk. I wouldn't talk. And so the psychologist said, I can't do anything with her. She won't talk to me. And so, hi, thanks for saying hi. Type in your first name. I can't remember what your first name is. Sometimes these names are hidden within the code, and I don't always remember what the names are from your codes. So it's super cool. Thank you guys all for joining me. So keep in mind that we can choose to turn off the inflammation in our body. And maybe we have allergies that don't lead to asthma. Oh, that's great. That's awesome. So that's wonderful. Thank you, Terry. So if you have allergies, but you don't have asthma, that's awesome. So what you want to do with your allergies is look at your food system. What are you eating that's contributing to your allergies? So what are you doing that's contributing to your lower immune system and inflammation in your body? So you want to just think about it. And what could you do? What do you want to do? Do you want to get rid of the allergies? Do you want to make a list of everything going on in your body? This is what you can do, guys. Thanks for staying with me this long. Here's what you're going to do. It's your homework. Make a list of every single symptom in your body. I do a metabolic analysis with all my clients. They have 300 to 500 symptoms of elevated symptoms in their body. And so you could score these a 1 to 5. How severe is it? And those are part of the symptomology. And is it in the endocrine system, or is it in the neurological system, or is it in the detoxification system of your body? And there's different areas that contribute to the metabolic chaos, as Reed Davis likes to say with FDN. Your metabolism, your weak links, all of this is why doctors can't support you if you have chronic inflammation, because there's 500 symptoms. They can't do anything. If you're bleeding, they put a Band-Aid on you, but you could do that at home. I stubbed my toe. I didn't go to the doctor. I sprained my foot or something. It's getting better. I didn't go to the doctor. It wasn't bleeding. And I figured it was my toe. By the time I realized I probably sprained something, I was 2 weeks in to the process, but it's definitely healing and tedious to say nonetheless, because I've been feeling more homebound as opposed to getting out and going for my walks. But I did do a 7-mile walk the other day. I just only used 3/4 of my foot, and I just don't put pressure on that toe. So I am pretty stubborn when it comes to wanting to get my movement. I'm just not going to hold myself back. And so you want to get to the point where you have energy created in your body. This is you. You have ATP. You have ATP energy engines in your body. You want to turn them on. Give them light. Give them the right energy. MCT oil, good butter, bacon fat. These things energize your mitochondria. Now, you don't want to go overboard with the fat if you're obese and just starting out. What you want to do is start to reduce the inflammation more naturally, do more polyphenols, bring in more natural, like maybe you want to start with olive oil and just the natural fat from the food you're eating, like eggs, without being overabundant in the fat in the beginning, because you want your body has inflammation. You want the body to have less inflammation, and then you want to start increasing more fat, to start increasing more of your metabolism, to increase your energy production. You know, I'm dating at 61, and I don't understand it, but the men I've been dating said, well, you have too much energy, you need to calm down. I'm like, I'm sorry. I guess it's not the right person I'm being with if you can't keep up with me. But what's funny about that is I do have a lot of energy, and so I fidget. But guess what? When you have energy and you fidget and you're moving around and you're lifting weights, you're doing yoga and you're getting out there and you're walking, you're getting movement. And every time you get that walk in, you get that movement, you can increase it. You get to increase your movement. So if you can't do 7 miles, you're not me. That's okay. Do a mile. I do a mile sun walk every day to get that sunlight in my eyes, to program my gut health, to program my mitochondria, to increase my energy so that I feel good. And immediately when I'm outside walking, when I'm out here like this, I feel amazing. That's why I like to do these lives out here while I'm touching the ground. I feel amazing. I have higher serotonin levels. I feel more joy. If you need to feel more joy, you need to put your feet on the earth. Get the light in your eyes, get it on your skin. Don't be afraid of the sun. It's not the sun that causes cancer. There's a combination of things that might do it. It's sunburn. And if you're burning too much, it could be you don't have enough antioxidants from your food to protect your skin. It could be that you're oxidized and you're glycated. So glycated is too much sugar in your blood, glycating and causing your proteins and everything in your blood system to be sticky glycated. So it's sticking together, causing problems. And oxidation and inflammation and sugar in your body is what causes cardiovascular risk and disease, not the fat you eat. Fat and protein do not raise insulin levels. They do not cause problems. When you eat fat, you actually change your low density lipoprotein, you B, to fluffier A lipoprotein, which is good for the body. And so the medical system doesn't know what our cholesterol levels are supposed to be. Our body knows how to regulate that. So people who do go on a higher fat diet, they're going to see a raise in their LDL when you eat the good fats, but you're also going to see a drop in triglycerides and a rise in your HDL, which is normal and what we want, and that's protective for the body. Those are all things that happen in the body. Let me see if anybody asked any questions. Put some questions in because I need to probably wrap this up. I go, yeah, I got a client in 12 minutes, so we're going to need to start wrapping this up. I don't see any other questions. Thank you guys for all waving. Okay. So let me just wrap this up. I did not accept the answer my allergist gave me. He said I would always be on an inhaler. I was going to search for that solution. I'm no longer on an inhaler. Threw out the breathing machine. Check out the reel that's a couple of years back. Maybe I'll repost it. That's a good idea. I think I'll repost it. I'll go look for it. So the 3 things that you need to do to stop your allergy symptoms is you do not have to have them. And then you don't have to have asthma. And so that's got to improve your immune system. You need to reduce the inflammation in your body by taking out the food sensitivities and taking out the foods you're sensitive to, the foods that are creating an insulin load on your body. And that's why the diet really matters. You need to reduce your insulin resistance. And that means eating more fat and protein the way we were designed. And you can do it. I did it. I wasn't special. I was just on a mission. I've been overweight my whole life, so I had started early. But it still took me till I was 50 before I could actually discover what I needed to do. I was overweight my whole life. I started gaining weight probably in 6th grade. So when I went to junior high, I was already overweight. I don't remember exactly what point I reached 200 pounds, but my mom put me on Atkins, noticed I need more amino acids, that made me feel better in my body, and they do. And that helped me reset my metabolism so that I could hang out at 150. And then as I reached adulthood and more stress, I started doing more low-calorie dieting. I was still restricting and doing the Jenny Craig thing, Weight Watchers. I don't know which one I did. I know I did Jenny Craig. I don't know if I did Nutrisystem. But they're just basically processed food that's low calories. That's a low-calorie process that's never going to work because you're not supporting your immune system. Your immune system needs fat-soluble vitamins. Your immune system needs a healthy gut. You need to be able to digest everything. Support a healthy gut. 80% of your immune system is in the gut, so that's the priority. Your digestion needs to function. Even if you don't have a gallbladder, you could still be on a holistic low-carb method, because you still need to change your diet and support your bile, your digestion, your whole gut health. You can still do this without a gallbladder. Your body still creates bile. It's just going to drip instead of come out in boluses when you're eating. And so it's still manageable. And then you just have to train your digestive system to work the way you want. I've got a client that's, most of my clients, half my clients have H. pylori. And so H. pylori is a stomach bug, and it's going to lower your digestive function. And so you're going to have a digestive dysfunction. You're not going to be able to have enough stomach acid to digest your food, and you're going to have more symptoms of streptococcus in your mouth. It's going to be in your gut, and then you're also going to have more SIBO, small intestinal bacterial overgrowth, which is going to lead to more problems lower down in the colon and contribute towards pathogenesis and dysbiosis, and all kinds of things go on. So that's what you got to do. So when you run the GI map test, it's so much fun. You get to find all the things that you need to work on and get to correct it with targeted supplementation. So that's what's so exciting about this. We get to take control of our life. We get to choose health. We get to reclaim our life, especially after 50. We do not have to sit at home and do nothing and just watch the world go by. We get to change that. If it's so far down that, if your knees are bone to bone, whatever they call that, bone to bone on your knees, you can start doing things. You might have to get surgery, but, correct the diet now. Take the sugar out. Sugar causes that. Inflammation causes the breakdown of your cartilage. It's not natural. It's not normal. It's normal because everybody around you has it, but it's not normal to have surgery. Our bodies were designed to live to 130. 130. People live to 130 only if they're on a healthy ancestral-based diet for their area, and getting outside and getting movement and getting grounding, circadian balance, and there's less stress. We live in a very stressful world. I agree. Stress is hard to manage. When I left my environment, when I left my retail environment and my office job, basically, I worked on my feet in a natural food store in the supplement section, and I ran the keto food section, and I helped clients with their diet and lifestyle, and I did a few lectures there because that was super exciting. I learned a lot and became very well versed in supplementation. So you get 25% off in supplementation with my program, and I will guide you into targeted supplementation just right for what you need. All of that was super exciting, but you know what? I worked through COVID in that environment, and there was a lot of stress. And so in the end, I decided to work from home. And you know what happened when I did that? That was 20 pounds of weight loss. 20 pounds of weight loss. And prior to that, managing my gut health and getting that dialed in, that was 15 pounds of weight loss. And so weight loss is not linear. It doesn't just dive. It doesn't do that. Sometimes people get lucky and the weight loss will come off really fast. And others, we need to reset our body along the way. Correct our health to lose weight. So you're going to correct your health to get healthy to lose weight. And then the weight loss is more, up and down. It might even go up before it goes back down. Like mine's been doing now. I've been working on, I got down to 125 pounds. I've been working at stabilizing that. My body popped up to 130, 131, and I'm back down to 128. So my body's working on metabolizing that and getting to the point where it's ready to let go, that it's comfortable to let go of the fat, especially as women over 50. We have to realize that it is a protection mechanism to have that body fat around the middle, because that's where we store our hormones. That's where estrogen is stored. But I am on doing more hormone balance personally at home. That's what I'm working on for myself. I'm doing metal detoxification. I maybe need to get rid of my aluminum to lose the rest of my weight. So that's what I'm working on. And so what do you need to work on? So make that list, write all your symptoms down, and think about what it is that your goals are. What is it that you want to do? And if you want to hop on a health adventure call, and figure out how we can work together, I'm here for you. And I gotta go. I gotta go. I just realized the time. I could probably talk on and on. So, anyways, that's your homework. Write it all out. What are your symptoms? What are your goals? What do you want to do? If you would like a single question answered on a voice audit, let me know. Just DM me and ask the question, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. I'll be busy for the rest of the afternoon and working into the evening. And I'll talk to you soon.